Boy, do I wish I would never grow up either. But guys, we are back and we are into the finals here. We have Team TLC versus Team Exertus. I am John Gussie and I'm here with Landova. Look who's first banned out for TLC.
Nobody wants to deal with Oriana. We saw how well Baby Zeus did on that Oriana and against that Oriana, so looks like TLC was like, you know what, we're just not gonna deal with Oriana at all. Oriana, Akali, Nunu, Renekton, first bans, pretty standard, and there's the Elise. Again, none of these I am particularly surprised at. Maybe Nunu a little bit, but... And there's the Shen. So, pretty typical fleet of first bans, as we are going to see Parole with the first pick.
And Parole's a name we know of from the manager for the former team of Fortnite. Just kind of a little stingy there and hasn't changed his name yet.
Yeah, it doesn't want to pay for that name change. Those are expensive.
What is it, like 1,300?
Something like that. I don't know. I haven't bought one. I don't need to.
I might see her sooner or later. But Lulu actually getting picked up right away. So we've seen Baby Zeus run Oriana, Zyra, and Lulu. So there's his Lulu. So maybe he's going to pull out something a little different here.
Yeah, he's got Zyra left. I was going to hope to see TLC pick up Zyra first to keep that away from him. Geek, but there is the lock-in for Lulu. Geek Gum, Mad, and Hardcore are going to be next. Do you think we could see 3 in a row for Tristana?
Possibly. Maybe they're going to break something out. My favorite AD carry lately, and I would like to see it, is Urgot.
An Urgot Taric lane would be terrifying. We saw that run so effectively by CLG-NA in the very first game of LCS a couple weeks ago. Geek Gum Mad gonna hover over that Singed. We saw him just go mad on Singed last game.
And he did phenomenal. No. Quit trolling me, Akora. You're playing AD. Come on now.
AD Brand?
Actually, I've seen Dignitas's I'm a Cutie Pie play AD Brand before. It was kind of funny they did it against a Brazilian team way back when. This is the pick I've been waiting for when I cast a Go for Law today and in here. Finally going to get to see a Xerath.
Xerath, we saw him pulled out in Super Week for the LCS by Reginald and Link because there is a Diamond Platinum Challenger player, I think he's Challenger now, named Bat Juman, who exclusively plays Xerath, and he kind of taught everybody else, hey, this champion's real strong, play him now. And we've been seeing him played a lot of places. I actually started picking him up because if you can land the stun and all 3 charges of the ult, Xerath he has some of the highest burst damage in the game. He's actually kind of insane.
And it's pretty scary to see, but he's going to be possibly going against the Lux. We have seen some rather different ones.
Arthalon's going to switch to Gragas.
Oh, I love a Gragas. And maybe it's because I'm fat like him, but yeah.
I mean, we've seen Gragas played very, very well by Skara in the LCS. Bit of a situational pick, but still very, very strong. So we've got Kale actually picked up by 408. Wouldn't be surprised to see that in the jungle. Kale, very, very strong intervention onto a target, able to keep them alive for another couple of seconds. Kale is one of those champions that can actually be played in every single role as well.
She's not too good of a support. I don't think her heal's enough to really matter. She does have that slow, though.
I've played support Kale a couple of times, and I either go like 1, 0, and 27 or something like that, or I go like 0, 10, and 3. So there is no middle ground for me when I play support Kale. God's Rage going to go ahead and grab Sona, and Baby Zeus locking in Shinzao. So probably going to be seeing a switch around there. Grim Samurai going to hover over Nasus, and Obel going to hover over Zyra. So that would be every single major AP carry that we've seen from Baby Zeus picked or banned in this game.
So wait a minute. If they pick Zyra, who's the AD carry? There we go. That makes more sense. Thank you, guys.
I was about to say. 80 Lulu. I've seen 80 Lulu.
but not in a competitive game for this much money.
Yeah, 80 Lulu's a little silly. Obel, as we saw, now switching to Ezreal. Probably going to be switching with Parole for that one. Grim Samurai going to be going on to Jarvan. Do you think it'll be Jarvan in the jungle or Jarvan top?
I would hope it was Jarvan in the mid, but it's Jarvan jungle. It's already. I mean, the only other thing that can really jungle there is Kale, and Kale's going to be better in that mid lane, even more against Lux. If Lux lands a Q off onto Kale, she can just intervention herself, and she's going to be able to survive
But
the burst.
but then there's Gragas.
Oh,
So
that's right.
this could be if everything goes crazy, it could be mid lane Jarvan, top lane or jungle Gragas, and top lane Kale.
That ain't going to
Because
happen.
if we're gonna go way back into the day, didn't Shushay play top lane Gragas
That's
in
because Fnatic
season one?
Fnatic picked up XPeke at the time and made him go into the top lane. And Shushay is a exclusively like an amazing AP mid player and did not play many bruisers. So since he was known for Gragas, he played Gragas
And there was the start of the double AP meta.
pretty
Thank you,
much.
Shushay. And last pick is going to be Misfortune. Saw that banned in the past two games, so Harker is going to be able to grab that. So as everybody's going to be able to get switched, looks like the lanes are going to be Grim Samurai top lane versus on Kale versus Geek on Mad on Singed. Jungle is going to be 408 on Jarvan versus Follow Me on Twitter without a Twitter on Shinzao. Gragas, no. No.
They're trolling you. See,
Yes.
they're trolling you.
I was about to say, Jungle
Athlon and
Gragas
them.
can happen. I think I've seen it before.
I've actually seen CLG's Chowster run it in solo queue
Yep,
before.
yep. That's who it was. So, as I was saying before they rudely interrupted me, Arthalon on Gragas versus Baby Zeus on Lux, and the bot lane is going to be Parole on Ezreal and Obel on Lulu versus God's Rage on Sona and Harkua on Misfortune. Again, this is Team TLC versus Exertus eSports for the finals of the Virtual Warfare Community Showdown. What's our cash prize at the end of this, Gussie?
It is $1,000, which that's a lot of money.
That's a nice chunk of change. I would be pretty pleased to go away with $1,000 for playing a nice fun day of League.
Oh, yeah. But, guys, we are going to throw up some more commercials. We will be right back into the game, so make sure to stick with us. I really like this 2 minute and 30-second commercials.
Perfect timing.
Wonder if that's one commercial or if it's a bunch of commercials together.
I think it's a bunch of commercials together.
You never know. It could be a 2 minute, and YouTube has a bunch of commercials that are like 2 minutes long.
Oh yeah. Maybe.
So we still got a little bit here. Excited to see Gragas. Maybe I want to see if he's going to build a DFG really quick. 'Cause that's what you used to do a lot on Gragas. But I'm thinking he might just go with the double Dorns into Death Cap like Reginald used to do back in the day. Whoa!
Yeah,
There's Ignite on Lulu.
I saw that aggressive Lulu.
Should be funny to see.
I mean, I understand why you would rush Deathfire before they nerf the cooldown reduction, but since it only gives like 10% cooldown reduction, now it's not quite worth it.
And now I have the chance to update the overlays here. And I believe we do have TLC on the left-hand side. So
Yeah,
if any,
TLC's
yeah, so if anybody can see what's going on right now, you see a black screen. That's me updating the overlays, so I don't have to do it later because I'm lazy today. And it looks like it's overlay 2. Yes.
Wouldn't be surprised. I could. No, you'd probably go for Athene's on Gragas over Morellonomicon because of the magic resist, since you have to get up so close.
I'm not a big fan of Morellonomicon. I just don't like the item. It looks weird.
Wow, gotta be racist against the item.
How's looking weird being racist?
It is, because I say so.
Wonder
So
if
there.
it's still 60 degrees outside. So it's 9 o'clock. I love my new phone. I have the Samsung Galaxy Note 2.
I wish I had a new phone. No, no more snow. No more snow.
Well, today it got up to 70 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to be 58, and then it's going to 41, 36, 35, 38.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
been
Ohio.
pretty. I'm in Minnesota, so it's been pretty solidly like 30.
What else we got going on here? Hmm. So we should be coming back in here soon while we get into the loading screen. So let me make sure that overlay is up. I have 100 friends online right now. I just noticed. What's the cap? 200?
For friends list, I think friends list is 300.
Oh, okay. So I'm still good. I just looked down and seen 100 friends. I feel loved.
You're so special. I think I had like 66, so I'm not as special.
But we are back, guys, and we do see the new Sona's default skin, which looks really cool. Scuba Gragas, either Winkel,
Scuba Gragas.
Dragon Trainer Lulu, they already win. We're not even going to talk about any more skins.
Scuba Gragas.
I
Scuba Gragas just makes me happy. I don't know why. It's just silly.
I
And
think
I
the
like
next
it.
time I get some RP, I'm getting a Hillbilly Gragas.
That's a solid skin. That's a very, very solid skin.
It's an older
I,
one, but it's still good.
I like Gragas Esquire, to be completely honest. I wish that I had been playing. I think I had taken a break from League when Santa Gragas came up, but so I wasn't able to pick that one up.
So we are into it, as we do hear the lawnmower in your background there.
I think that was just me sniffing, one of the two.
No, it actually sounds like a fan or something.
Oh, that's my other computer fan. Shush, 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 shush.
Just picking on you, but we are into the finals here, guys. We have. Why don't you tell us about the teams here?
It is going to be TLC on the blue side versus Exertus eSports on the red. As I said earlier, we're going to be seeing top lane Grim Samurai on Kale versus Geek on Mad on Singed. I actually don't really want to talk about the team lineup so very much because we may have a little bit of action. Jarvan throwing down the flag there to see if anybody's hanging out. To answer your question, Bly, TLC does not start with a 1-0 lead. They have a set lead. So if Exertus wins this best of three, then we will play another best of three to see who wins. But if TLC wins this best of three, then TLC wins the whole shebang.
So it could be a very long night, and for me, I get to get up early in the morning for a doctor's appointment. So I think I'll be sleeping very long tomorrow if this goes to the whole shebang here.
Yeah, two best of threes will test everybody's patience and everybody's mettle, but that's how true champions are.
And test how many
Are
horse puns I can come
formed.
up with.
No more Hecarim, no more horse puns. We're going to see pretty standard starts from both sides. Jarvan actually may be starting with the red. Wolves going to be going out for Jhin. Parole and Obel going to go ahead and grab the golems and give Jarvan a helping hand with the red. Wouldn't be surprised to see him jump down to the to the bottom lane for an early level 2 gank.
It would work out well. Then Zhao and his team are helping him out with the blue buff, and we do see Lux and Gragas in the mid lane. What do you think about this whole area and comp here? Because Gragas, he's got to be careful. The biggest issue here that I'm going to see is Lux's early game damage is not where it needs to be. That's the biggest issue why she was never played as much before. Early game damage, she has some, but it's not, we'll say, Brand in a sense. Brand has a lot of early game damage. Gragas is kind of in the same boat. So once they start getting farmed up, it's going to be whoever can burst whoever quick enough, it seems like.
Yeah, the barrel roll isn't going to be doing a lot of damage early, but it'll still be able to put out enough that if Baby Zeus takes a couple of those to the face, not going to be in a very pretty position. And something that I think is a little bit underlooked on Gragas, the fact that barrel roll applies an attack speed debuff, and we know that Misfortune isn't like the greatest of attack speed reliant APs or AD carries, excuse me, because she turns into a bit of an ultimate bot late game. But she's going to be wanting to get as many attacks off to get the Impure Strikes. And if she's going to be slowed by a barrel roll or any of the... if they build a Randuins or anything, that's going to be a lot of damage that she's not going to have.
In the mid lane, we did see Xin Zhao trying to come in for a gank. But I actually get to talk about one of my biggest pet peeves in this game right now, well, in League of Legends, but it's in this game. This Miss Fortune skin, possibly my favorite Miss Fortune skin. The issue is she has two giant Tommy guns
Uh-oh.
that
Hold
shoot.
on a second. A lot of damage going on top, and that is going to be first blood. Grim Samurai is going to pick that one up. Follow me on Twitter. Was trying to come in, I think, for a counter gank. I'm not even sure if they knew that 408 was here. A couple of wards in the bot lane, or in the river, was able to keep them aware that Godray is actually surviving with about 1 health there. Parole going so low, too. Is actually going to pop the barrier, actually going to survive under the Make It Rain, is going to pick himself up a kill. So there's first blood and another kill going out already onto TLC. And Arthalon going aggressive on the Baby Zeus is going to get himself snared up, but a little bit low on mana right now, and he's not looking to... As I said that, he's not looking to be aggressive. 408 comes in, tries to get that knock up on the Baby Zeus, flashing away, and gonna go back onto his jungle. So a little bit of action coming out early in this map.
So now I get to finish what I was talking about.
Yes.
My biggest pet peeve in this game, I love this MF skin. She has two giant Tommy guns that shoot rocks.
Now I'm never gonna be able to unsee that.
Look at it. They shoot rocks. And you have Twitch who actually has like a machine gun animation. It bugs the crap out of me.
Oh, they're kind of rocky. That's a... I hate you now. I'm never gonna be able to unsee that. That's all your fault.
You want to hear something else that kind of off topic that I figured out too a couple months ago? You know the movie Jurassic Park 1, right?
Yes.
This year makes it 20 years old.
Good lord.
Okay, I'm done with my puns. Go ahead and talk about the game now. I'm tired.
Oh god. Grim Samurai, after getting that first blood gold, goes ahead and picks up the dagger. Going to be going for the stinger first, probably. We've seen AP Kale be ridiculously strong lately. Obel and Parole going to clean themselves out of ward. Singe did grab the crystalline flask, so he's going to try to heal up any of that poke that Grim Samurai is going to be able to put down. Arthalon already grabbing himself an early chalice. A little bit of poke coming out bot lane. Chalices on both mids, actually. And both junglers are going for the Madrid Razors earlier. What do you think about that? Madrid's probably the best way for them to go?
I believe so, just because, like the LCS shotcasters talk about a lot, it doesn't have the attack damage on it now, so it works on anyone. You see the odd one from Team Solo Mid Snapdragon. He picks it up on Maokai. It has the great proc, and you can just leave it there. The idea is if you get further ahead, then you kind of go ahead and upgrade it and get that free ward and that little bit of armor in that. But we do see Jarvan in the bottom lane.
And wow, Arthalon and Jarvan coming in for a huge gank. Parole's going to get absolutely eliminated. That explosive cast just pushed him completely back. Arthalon grabbing himself a kill with a body slam. 4-0, and the pair of kills being grabbed. And I would not be surprised at all to see TLC going for this dragon. Yes, they are. This is a 7-minute dragon. That was beautifully timed there from TLC. Arthalon had just hit 6 when they roamed in, and no wards in the river at all. Only 1 ward in the river bush for Exertus made them easy pickings from that easy gank coming around from behind. Arthalon going to take himself a little bit of damage from Baby Zeus, but he's like, yeah, I can just drink and not worry about any damage that you're going to keep doing to me.
One thing that I am noticing more and more about TLC's comp here that I'm really liking is kind of what Claky D has coined in the last couple months with Jarvan. He likes to go in on these kind of cockamamie little sideways bushes with the EQ combo so he can gank and not be seen by a ward. Gragas does the same exact thing, and Reginald's been doing it for years with Gragas on TSM Snapdragon, so I really like how they have so many different ways to skip wards.
Exactly. They're gonna have a very jumpy team with Ezreal Arcane Shift, with Jarvan EQ, with Gragas Body Slam. They're not really gonna be worried about ward coverage, which makes if you are against a team that doesn't have to worry about wards, that's extraordinarily dangerous.
And it's great thinking coming out, and people that play this game, they kind of don't realize how much these competitive players actually put into each match. They have to think out team comps that actually work and synergize together. They're not just playing champs that they like to play. They're playing champs for the whole team comp.
Exactly. They're picking. There's a lot of strategy that goes in beforehand, so they're picking what they think is going to be best against the other team and what they know synergizes together well. And, in some occasions it'll be, yeah, this is one of your favorite champions, so you can go ahead and play it. But that happens when the person playing the champion knows that champion synergizes really, really well with their team composition.
Probably the biggest example I can actually think of that is TSM Snapdragon's Reginald. His favorite champion is Brand. When's the last time you've seen Brand in competitive play?
Or LeBlanc. He plays a lot. Actually seen that banned out. LeBlanc's such a strong pick in solo queue, as we see Geek on Mad and Grim Samurai going at it a little bit. Insanity Potion is popped, but Grim Samurai's just going to go ahead and take those minions. 73 to 57 up top lane, rushing for that Nashor's Tooth. Already has the Phoenix Codex. But yeah, LeBlanc is both one of Reginald's favorite champions and SK Gaming Ocelot, his favorite champions. You're never gonna really see LeBlanc in a professional match, and if you do, the composition will be built around LeBlanc. Boroway gonna jump straight into God's Rage, burning the flash. Cataclysm going down, and that is a very, very dead Sono. But here comes Geek Gone Mad, teleporting down. Follow me on Twitter is here. There's a Crescent Sweep. Bullet Time gonna go right over, but Parole was the only one really getting hit by it. Parole's actually gonna grab himself a kill on a Singed. There goes Jarvan, though. Jarvan is gonna fall. Obel in a lot of trouble. Flashing forward, Zin's gonna pick up that kill. Baby Zeus wants to kill on the Parole, but they're gonna try to trade back and forth. But here comes Arthalon throwing out an explosive cast. No, that was just a barrel roll. Explosive cast is still up if he needs it. Follow me on Twitter is going to jump on a Parole, put out a little bit of chunk of damage. Going to body slam forward, explosive cast into the wall. Follow me on Twitter, solo, one more auto attack. Parole is actually going to pick it up, and then that is a 2 for 2 with that last kill. 7 to 2 in favor of TLC. Arthalon 1-0-2, but more importantly, Parole 4-0-2 on Ezreal, and it looks like he's also going for Blade of the Ruined King. Maybe they noticed something that I don't about Ezreal going Blade of the Ruined King first.
There's one thing I'm kind of disappointed here is I didn't get to make my Jarvan's helping pun because that team fight lasted way too long.
And but it actually did help because he got the kill and burned the flash, and it was great.
And it did. I mean, that was the correct way of helping. Now, here's something I want to pick your brain on because you do have a lot of game knowledge. We have Kale up in the top lane going for Berserker Greaves over Sork Shoes. I've seen a lot of debate between the Sork Shoes Zerk Greaves on the AP Kale. What do you think about it?
I think that Grim Samurai isn't really looking to do burst damage. And if Kale isn't the burstiest of champions in the first place, the Reckoning does a little bit of damage, but it's not like a huge burst of damage. And by going Berserker's Greaves, it signifies that she's going for Righteous Fury first. That's going to be the thing that she's maxing. She's going to be going for splash damage, and the more hits that she gets on Righteous Fury, it also decreases the armor and magic resist of any champion that she attacks. So it'll be additional magic damage on hit, and she'll be able to attack more, getting rid of the waves and getting rid of champions' armor and MR as she attacks them. She's actually in a little bit of trouble here. Here comes Jarvan, though, is going to be completely helping, and the intervention actually going to save Grim Samurai. Grabs himself a kill there. Boroway with a perfectly timed Jarvan ultimate on the perfect champion. His teleport was down, and all he had was Ghost, so there was no way at all for Sin to get out of there.
See, now I have you doing the puns.
Yep. Jarvan helping puns are really fun, but they only are appropriate when it just makes everything worse.
I don't know. Altherlon here is trying to go Opa Grando or Kraga style, and he is going to get the slow.
But here comes Follow Me on Twitter, going in with the Crescent Sweep, doing a little bit of damage. Explosive Cask is popped out to disengage, and everybody's going back to where they were. Bottom lane, though, a lot of damage coming out. We did see True Shot Barrage fly across the map. Harkaway taken pretty low. Still does have Bullet Time up. Wouldn't be surprised if they decide to stick around to see that used for a little bit of wave clear, but they are going to go ahead and go on back, and it looks like Parole and Obel are going to go ahead and pick up this turret. 2 turrets there for TLC so far, 13 minutes into this game.
So we do see actually a Vampiric Scepter coming out on Kale. Kale's going to go for a Blade of the Ruined King.
Could be Hextech.
It's Blade of the Ruined King.
It's probably Blade of the Ruined King, but it could also be Hextech. I think Lux actually just let that blue buff go. That was really strange. Follow
Yeah.
Me on Twitter already had one, and Lux just let theirs go. I'm a little confused about that. There's the second dragon coming out for TLC, pushing the gold lead to about 6,000 as we do see 4 members of TLC going to jump into this mid lane. Baby Zeus taking a lot of damage, popping the barrier. Grim Samurai is actually going to be able to pick that one up with a Reckoning and an auto attack, and there goes the mid lane tower. 3 towers. Kale's 3-0.
That is insane. But something I do want to talk about is 408 kind of pulling a clicky D
Oh,
there.
wow. Arthalon. Beautiful body slam into the explosive cask. Sona didn't even have a chance as 408 came in there with a knockup. That's a very, very dead Sona.
I really like what 408's doing on Jarvan, kind of doing what Claky D was talking about. In one of the big interviews, I think after he beat TSM, is he's saying he really doesn't like this tanky meta of a lot of health. He likes being able to go Brutalizer first and do a lot of damage. And we've seen here, Jarvan is doing a lot of damage. And one little key fact that if he does go for it, if he gets Black Cleaver, because of how his passive works, the first hit he does, first auto attack, is going to do 2 stacks of Black Cleaver plus the reduction of armor from his passive.
Look at Parole and Geek on Mad going at it. Parole actually popping the Blade of the Ruin King active. Geek on Mad forced to use Insanity Potion, and that's just a lot of poke from a very strong Ezreal already at level 10. He's 4-0-2, does have Blade of the Ruin King, Berserker's Greaves, and a pickaxe. So maybe going for Last Whisper already?
I would think so, to be honest. Kind of the big build for Tristana and for a lot of people that's been doing the Blade of the Ruin King is get Blade of the Ruin King, Last Whisper. You have your attack speed, you have your attack damage, you have your percent health on hit, and you have armor pendant.
Yeah, and that's a scary amount, especially if you're a champion who does a lot of auto attacks, like we see on Tristana, like we see on Vayne. Honestly, like we've seen on Kog'Maw too. Blade of the Ruin King works really well with Kog'Maw and his the W. So he does percentage health damage anyway, and then you turn on his W and he does his additional percentage health damage because no matter which way you build, he's probably still going to be doing a lot of percentage health damage. I'm trying to see how many times I can say the words percentage health damage in like 2 minutes.
Okay, freak.
We see Grim Samurai and Geek on Mad just playing a little bit of mind games here. Geek on Mad flipping Grim Samurai back into the bush. Kale's taking a little bit of damage from that poison trail, but able to put out an equal amount of damage with the Reckoning Righteous Fury combo. The slow isn't at its full 55% yet, but still enough to keep putting down those auto attacks with the
bottom lane.
magic damage. Bottom lane, Godrade's actually having to pop the ultimate. Arthalon jumping away, actually getting Wild Growth. Jump on to Follow Me on Twitter. Follow Me on Twitter doesn't have the ability to get away, but does Audacious Charge on a Parole. Here comes Geek on Mad, though. Parole is able to pick up a kill on his in. There's the laser, able to snipe out Jarvan. Geek on Mad being flips Obel back into the turret. Maybe he's just going to do a bunch of damage to Parole, and it's actually going to be Harkwa going to pick up that kill. So a 3-for-1 trade. Beautiful job there from Exertus Gaming, able to collapse in on that fight. Arthalon barely surviving. Oh, Harkwa!
I think you need to go back to live.
No, I was just on live.
Oh, that's weird. You kind of just, it seemed a little bit lagged on my reaction too. But something I'm noticing here is Baby Zeus really likes playing champions that benefit from Athene's and Holy Grail.
Every single champion we've seen him play so far, he's built Athene's. And
Athena's
that
OP.
kill that he just grabbed, yeah, that kill that he just grabbed with the final spark onto Jarvan's going to help him a lot. We do see him grabbing the needlessly large rod. He's going to be putting on a nice chunk of damage. Harkwa getting that attack speed, so Arthalon trying to go very aggressive. The light binding's going to miss. Actually, Arthalon in range to put down the ignite, but Harkwa's going to cleanse it away. There's the final spark again. Baby Zeus grabbing himself another
Look at Baron.
Oh, tricky as all of Exertus was down there dealing with Gragas. There's the rest of TLC going into this Baron. Geek on Mad's going to try to come down and poke it off, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. It is down to 3,000 health. He pops his ghost and is trying to get into the middle to get a flip onto it. Jarvan's going to smite it away, and there goes Geek on Mad. Another kill for Kale, 4-0-1. You were right, she did go for a Blade of the Ruin King, because that's what everybody builds.
I want to see AP mid start playing it, like get Blade of the Ruined King on Lux.
Oh God. I mean, Blade of the Ruined King on Kha'Zix, if that counts.
Eh.
Play Kha'Zix mid. Blade of the Ruined King on Jarvan if you go Jarvan mid.
Okay, APs.
Oh, you're just too restrictive in
Blade of
what
the
you
Ruined
can
King
be
on
in mid.
Lulu. That might actually work. As
That might actually work. Oh God.
hold on, where's Elements? He'll try it out for me.
Yeah, support.
Support Lulu with Blade of the Ruined King as first buy.
That could work if you're going like an attack damage on hit Lulu. Oh,
Did he steal it? No, he
he
didn't.
did. He was close. Parole put a little bit of damage out into Harkwa and Baby Zeus, but Baby Zeus finally grabbing himself that blue buff. Parole gonna go very aggressive on the Harkwa. Arcane shifting over the wall, but the Crescendo was up. Crescendo into bullet time. Parole actually flashing away and then walking back into the bullet time. Harkwa grabs himself a kill. 2, 2, and 5. Already has that Bloodthirster. Nice little chunk of gold. Now maybe start going into Static Shiv or Azeel. There's Azeel.
I gotta admit, and I know Parole's listening to this. Parole, you just made me facepalm the hardest I've ever seen. He walked back into it after flashing out of it.
I think it was a fail flash. I think he was going to try to go back over the wall and missed it. I don't know. We'll find out later.
I'm sure he'll yell at me once he hears me say that.
He didn't go for Last Whisper. He went for Infinity Edge instead. And we see TLC going to go for a third Baron. I'm not sure if they know that Arthalon's in that bush. Baby's just going to take a lot of damage. So is Geek Gone Mad just from a couple of auto attacks from Grim Samurai. There's the Jarvan EQ. Baby Zeus taking so much damage, is going to get dunked. Samurai's going to pick up a kill onto Singed. 408 going to try to keep chasing onto Baby Zeus. Arthalon already used the explosive cast. 408 flashing forward, missing the EQ. Double kill there for Kale. Baby Zeus jumping in. Arthalon picking it up with one more barrel roll. Grim Samurai and Obel going to try to push onto Harkwa, but they don't have any minions. One more auto attack is going to take out that tower, and that's a 3-for-0 for TLC.
TLC just showing how they're experienced. I've seen a lot of these guys play before. Grim Samurai, Arthalon, 408, Parole. The only two I haven't really, or the only one I really haven't seen is Obel, and Obel is, I mean, showing that she knows how to play Lulu.
Yeah, doing a great job, able to get those clutch Glitter Lance slows, a couple of polymorphs when it needs to be, and I've seen one or two really great wild growths, including that one that saved Arthalon earlier. And there's another shield on the 408 to keep any of the damage off. And there's a big wave stack up at this top lane. Samurai and Parole are going to be doing their best to poke onto this. Parole's going to take himself a little bit of poke damage. Again, they've got... Oh, Arthalon jumping in and throwing down the explosive cast. There's the Crescendo into the bullet time. Geek on Mad so low. Not so many low health bars on TLC. They're still doing an okay job of pushing this out, and that's another couple of ultimates out. Bullet time is down. Explosive cast going to be up in about 40 seconds. So will the final spark of Lux. But once those two are back up, we may see another explosive team fight. That was a pun. I'm funny.
Finally pulling one out there, but they should be able to start to pull onto this.
Oh, Geek on Mad going really, really low. The auto attacks plus the Blade of the Ruined King active from Ezreal, siphoning off a chunk of that health, and he is going to have to go back as Samurai and Parole are going to keep doing their best to push on this minion wave, but Exertus actually has a decent bit of wave clear as Parole takes a bit of chunk of damage. You've got the double up from Misfortune and the Make It Rain. You've got the Lucent Singularity slow zone from Lux.
Look at Gragas.
Gragas going deep into the base. Baby's just actually going to pick up the kill onto Parole with the final spark. The slow from Singe trying to do as much as they can. Blade of the Ruined King active coming out to Singe to slow him down. Arthalon was trying to come in from the side to distract them and pull them away from the top tower, but after they Parole went down, TLC was like, alright, we should probably back off. And gonna head back, grab some more items. But we do see, as we saw earlier, that inhibitor turret is down. And the inhibitor itself, so super minions starting to come into the base.
That is smart. Look at Kel's build. Leandry's Torment and Blade of the Ruined King.
Ooh.
So he's now doing, what, about 5, 6, 7, plus with Magic Pen. So he's probably doing about 7% damage per, or 7% of health, current health, per damage, per hit, or whatever, you know what I mean.
Yeah, on hit per second, both in physical and magic. So Kale's really, if Kale goes hybrid, she's really hard to build against, obviously, because she's doing so much hybrid damage. And now that she's got AP from the Nashor's Tooth and the Leandries, plus the AD from the Blade of the Rune King, she's going to be really scary. That Reckoning hits for a solid 400 damage, and every single auto attack is going to be doing bonus attack damage and AP magic damage that spreads out. And yeah, look at her chunk down that dragon.
I mean, they are just showing that they're here. They went through the winners bracket finals and they did phenomenal there. And I mean, they are in line to take this first game. What do you think though that Exertus needs to do to maybe stick around and come back into this game?
Exertus really needs to chain their ultimates. They've got a great little lockdown combo, crescendo, bullet time, final spark. If you're able to land all three of those at pretty much the same time, that huge amount of AoE damage is going to probably completely decimate whoever they're going to target. Geek Gone Mad hasn't been able to go as crazy as he was last game on Singed, and he does have teleport. Baby Zoo's gonna throw out that final spark, and there goes the bullet time, but I don't even think that hit anybody from
Look at
Harkua.
top lane.
Oh, God's Rage going solo is the... Oh! Grim Samurai actually picks it up with the burn from the Leandries. Top lane, Arthalon's gonna pick up the tower and just slow down Geek Gone Mad, and there's another turret down. TLC's putting on a bunch of pressure all over the map. This looks really hard for Exertus to come back, especially if they keep using their ultimates like that.
Now, I love this. Now that the red team is so worried about the 4, Arthalon's over there just grabbing another inhibitor, and they have to try and stop this. They need to not play so defensively, and they needed to fight. They needed to try and catch out Arthalon. They needed to try and 4v5 a fight and pick something off. They just lost all 3 inhibitors for just a waste of time, basically.
For nothing. No kills. And I mean, as we saw earlier, the reason that that big push top lane stopped was because they were able to pick off Parole. For Exertus to keep winning here, they need to get some pickoffs. Oh my god, Sona just didn't even exist. I don't even think Sona exists in the game anymore. Did you see how fast she died?
That's... she just
That
went
was
poof,
terrifying.
as I've been trying to coin.
Body slam into explosive cask into barrel roll. Easy dead. Baby Zeus getting so low from that body slam combo, able to flash away. Arthalon's gonna get himself wild growth. He's invulnerable with a K ultimate, he's still gonna survive. Parole picks up the kill with a true shot barrage. A lot of damage coming on Geek Gone Mad, stuck inside that Cataclysm. 408 trying to do as much damage on the Harkwa as possible, doesn't have any more mana. Barrel roll is gonna miss, Harkwa flashing away. The surrender vote actually goes out. TLC picks up game 1 as Arthalon gets crescendoed under the tower. TLC picking that one up easily. 9-3 final score in towers, 19-8 in kills, and they are going to be up 1-0 in the grand finals here.
Phenomenal job by him. Guys, we will be back. We're going to throw up some ad break and some music, and we will let you know as soon as we get into the next game.